Hello YouTube and welcome back to my Land of the Lustrous reaction series. Back here again in the morning for some Land of the Lustrous. Very excited to be jumping back in here and seeing what's going on. Skateboarding, I think. Something akin to that. So yeah, last week it looks like kind of the world's about to end or something like that. Everybody's about to pass and die and Sensei's going to be the only one left. I doubt that's going to happen considering there's 30 chapters left. But anyway, I've been wrong before. And either way, the YouTube comments here will straighten us up a little bit regardless. Starting here today, we have Capella. Really enjoyed these chapters, enjoying the tiredness of Foss having thought of everything he could and just going down to talk. Again, it's resignation. I can't do anything else. I'm spent. I'm done. And then that resignation turning into frustration by the stuff we see at the very end. The whole demon devil Foss type thing. Again, obviously that gold's still very prominent. That gold being a very, pointed thing whenever Foss gets particularly emotional, rearing its ugly head here again. Next up here, we're going into the Admirabilis a little bit. And I had a question last week regarding what the motivations were very early in the story regarding the Admirabilis that we met Ventricusis and the other one, because again we learned that there's this reason why they're on the moon, because if they weren't on the moon then it would be like literally hell, like cannibalism, struggling, fights. It'd be bad. It'd be very bad. But what Capella here emphasizes is the timescale and why, again, we're really making sure that it says 2 generations after. We believe that's a long enough time span for this inherent knowledge of why we even did something to kind of pass away. And again, that's so foreign for the story that we're telling, but it's very similar to our own lives, right? Can you seriously tell me the motivations of, like, your grandparents, your great-grandparents? Again, for some of you, you can probably go speak to them, but how about the generation before that? I don't know. Unless that stuff has been codified and passed down, it's very hard to kind of think about it that way. And again, I don't know. I don't think the Admirabilis can write, can they? I don't know. We've never really seen their society. Point being, people would forget why they did certain things, right? Why half of us are on the moon and why half of us are down here, to the point where we would want to reunify, even to our detriment, right? And think about it from the Admirabilis on the moon perspective, right? They're essentially cattle, and they can literally look and see this whole planet that they were apparently once a part of that is way bigger. It's like this greener pasture over there. We say the ocean's always more blue on the other side. They don't know the reason why they're here. And there's something very human about having this thing that has been set up essentially by a higher power, right? That is meant to be, like, good. That is meant to be this thing that is like, everybody's going to be happy. There's going to be the least amount of negativity in the world because of it, and actively fighting against it because you want to embrace the struggle. You want to go down there and you want to, see if you can live, right? And again, is that just something inherent to whatever life is, right? Think about, how is this any different than what Foss was trying to do in getting up to the moon in the first place, right? They're inherently curious, just on a smaller time scale. They want to make these things happen. They want to trick the Lunarians, so to say, and go about it that way. I think it's very astute. I think it's very smart. And again, I think I talk about it a little bit more up here, so maybe I'll go through it a little bit quicker up there when I do. But there's a definite thing, I guess, societally about how the gems have changed between Earth and the moon as well. Like, fundamentally being in these different places does change you a little bit. The moon society is more individualistic. Everybody has their own things going on and they get distracted. And it's why Foss feels so isolated and why it's so different from how Earth was, right? So again, everybody's going off and they're being young adults in New York and it's all fine and dandy. Back down on Earth, everybody's as unified as ever. So think about it. Huge individuality on the moon and then lack thereof down on Earth, but who's ultimately happier? Like, we're all like these individuals doing our own thing. That's great. That seems awesome. But there's this unified, like, gang of violent gems down below that they've never been more unified than they have been right now. And what's the cause of that? Is it the lack of Foss? Is that the change inherent there? Or, yeah, it's really fascinating to see how even similar life forms have changed based on their location changing, and who was the cause of all that and whatnot. I think that's just great. By the end of last session, I was still trying to wrap my head around it a little bit, but yeah, we're definitely all turning into nothingness if Sensei prays, which completely recontextualizes why he does what he does. He's kind of lonely. He doesn't want all his friends to go away. Again, contrasted with Acmea, who is content with, anything could happen if it gets me to this point whereby I'm passing to the other side. I don't care about anybody else. Again, even this Cairngorm thing, as much as he likes Cairngorm, which again, after last week, I genuinely believe he does on some level, it's not as much as the ultimate plan. Still not, right? And again, that's probably why Acmea called Cairngorm in the failed prayer attempt in that first place. It's a, I want to say my final goodbye type thing. Because again, you're going, I'm going, blah, 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 blah. And again, this is also earth-shattering for Cairngorm, because Cairngorm thought that they would have to be a Lunarian in order to pass on with Acmea, right? Does that make any sense? Like, now all that research and all that kind of struggle that I had in that department now doesn't make any sense either. It's not, nobody cares. I like this interpretation here of kind of Sensei's lack of being able to pray, not a conscious decision. Him being like, hey, everybody's going to go away. I miss them. It's not a conscious emotional decision like that. It's a little bit more of a subconscious one. Sensei himself almost doesn't know why he's doing what he's doing, but he is, which is very interesting considering how human it is. And yeah, I'm glad we're querying this as well. If anybody else has any extra knowledge here, there's a gap in the timeline between where Sensei met the Lunarians and met Red Diamond, whereby he would just pray because he didn't know any better, or again, it kind of makes sense because if Sensei is still subconsciously not praying, he must just kind of know that life is out there almost. I don't know. Again, it's not a sticking point. It's not ruining anything for me, but it is weird. And yes, Goshen is the lead-in for the next chapter, so we'll look forward to Goshen skateboarding while the world is falling apart. And lastly here today we have Iwayuru, here for our favorite dose of gems, pain, and suffering, and funny skateboarding. I'm glad we didn't go for the genocide either. That's pretty pog. We like that. Oh yeah, I guess this is the part I'm forgetting in the ventricusis thing as well, is that ventricusis... I thought that the ventricusis was always from Earth. No, ventricusis dropped in the shell. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So again, now I've seen the Earth down here, and we've kind of hatched this plan of both wanting to escape the moon, so to say. Giving Promised Neverland a little bit, which is funny. Just kind of trying to escape and being kind of human livestock, so to say, and this big elaborate plan that we've hatched. That's pretty cool. Yeah, and again, this probably breaks down a little bit more eloquently what I was trying to say before. Instead of trying to live blissfully in abundance like cattle, choosing to struggle for physical and spiritual freedom and progress, which is a quality very well fit for humanity. For sure. Yeah, again... it's very smart. This is a smart manga for sure. We go in pretty deep on this specific kind of sequence of pages. Again, just some nice foreshadowing stuff from very early that Sensei, again, is trying to, again, console Foss, but also obfuscate the truth, casting a shadow over Foss. Again, protect them to... save them, right? Protect them from this knowledge to keep them from harm, which again isn't his decision to make, but still it's ultimately a loving decision. It's a can of worms for sure. Speaking of can of worms. Yeah, and this is what I was kind of talking about before. I went for infantilization of the gems, which I think was happening very early, but obviously over the course of the chapters we did last week, it kind of evolved into them being a little bit more independent and definitely giving young adult. I've said that a lot. Like the moon's given them this canvas to express their own individuality, and that's ended up being very scary in some cases as they find out that they don't actually care about the people around them very much, the gems around them. Like, hey, I was this fish in a small pond before, where almost forced by circumstance I had to like the people around me. Now I have so many more people around me, holy shit, and I can move off and do my own thing and create my own passions and do all this other kind of stuff. And again, it's great that we're creating our own identity. That's awesome. But we're leaving Foss in the lurch in it all, right? Yeah, I really feel for Foss. Foss is caught in the middle of this, where, again, the people on the moon doing their own thing. Back down on Earth, they all hate Foss because of what Foss has done, taken away some of their friends and whatnot, especially in the Rutiel Padparasha case. There's a really definitive kind of like fuck over there, like if that makes any sense. Like hey, fuck you specifically, Rutil. I'm taking Pad Parasha. It's not exactly a secret why Rutil is the way that they are now. But again, they're more unified than ever in their hatred of Foss, right? So again, isolated from both sides is Foss, all on their own now. And again, Foss would be in pieces all around the world still if Sensei didn't put Foss back together, which is an interesting thought experiment as well. But that begs the question, where's Yellow in all of this, which is probably one of the most depressing parts thus far, as Yellow's too far gone. Yellow has been in that old society for too long that I don't think Yellow has the capacity to adapt to this new place, again, without some mental jumps, which is the whole I think I'm a Lunarian type thing. Like, it really felt like Yellow was emotionally on his last legs, if that makes any sense. Like, I'm really just going up here to say a final goodbye and to catch up a little bit, and then I'm almost content, and then I don't know what will happen to me, right? This leading to the start of a whole nother life essentially breaks Yellow. That's crazy. So again, experiencing his old friends attacking him on Earth, fair enough. The whole Foss situation, fair enough. Foss is a young one. I've seen Foss destroy himself over time. That's pretty terrible. The Pad Parasha situation too. So Pad Parasha's back after a long time as well, and then Pad Parasha's gone again based on the mercury poisoning, whatever. Of course you would feel fucked up. Like, everything I touch turns to shit. And then again, the depression, it roller coasters, it spirals, and yeah, we get this coping behavior from the disassociation from being a gem and becoming a Lunarian. Because my identity of even being a gem is this reminder of all this shit stuff that has happened. Again, it's terrible. And again, it's resulting in self-harm as well. Yellow's jumping off fucking balconies and whatnot. It's not good. It's not good at all. Yeah, I kind of really felt like I was in the middle of things as well with this whole Demon Foss type idea, so we're going to leave a lot of those thoughts too, probably somewhere in this episode, and kind of assuring me that whatever my questions are and my hiccups at the moment will be explained, and it'll all kind of make sense. So I'm holding out. Again, I'm clearly just in the middle of something, so we're gonna jump in there. And yeah, Goshen skateboarding. Again, it's hilarious. I want to make a meme like Renaissance painting over here of Foss like pleading with Sensei. It's like, meanwhile, Goshen, and then it's just Tony Hawk footage. I think that'd be very funny. I don't know. If I get the motivation, I might make it. That sounds pretty good. And we'll move on from those YouTube comments, and we'll shout out the Patreon. If you want to be 1 week ahead, the Patreon is linked in the description below. It's $6 a month. If I end on a really poxy spot here, you can see the next stuff straight away, if you wanted to. Many people have done this, up to and including Mickey Babbers, AJ, Bananarama Hamadama-sama, Capella, Chobo Ribby, Copley, Dapper Dwarf, Ed, Fancy Question Mark, Fleur Nightingale, Fruit, Fusel, Gloriana Tenebrae, Glyke, Greybeard, Guanal, Gus N, Hans Peter, I'm Mildly Anxious, Ika, Iwayuru, Yaku Yavanen, Jacob R, Jummy Boo, Joran, Kasogtha, Kelvin, Clem, Nosta, Cot Begemot, Lick H, Lou, Marco-san, Mistake L. Chen, Molly Weinberger, Mr. Maniacs, Aussie, Panic, Pencil Sharp 333, Ron Lade B&K, Saint Lily, Sam1373, Skeleton, Tentacle Member, Waifu Overdose, Without a Net, Yuki Ali, Zach, Akomancer, Binshi, Voodoo Chili, and Aidan O'Brien. Thank you to everybody for giving me money. I enjoy the money, if I can talk. And yeah, let's just jump straight in. No more setup. Foss is a demon. Everyone's about to die. Let's jump in. Radio, folks, and there we have it, ending Chapter 80, 3 races, and moving on to Chapter 81, Souvenir. Well, I'm not going to assault you with my singing, but we're singing here. The streets are all so quiet, of course. Again, this is like the apocalypse is happening right here at this moment. The rapture, whatever you want to say. I like the mirroring here. I think that's kind of neat. As above, so below, maybe? Huh? Is that anything, maybe? The town belongs to me, says Goshen. Let's talk about fashion a little bit. We've got some type of van situation going on here. Some kind of, cuffed pants down the bottom. A little bit of a tracksuit type number. Bit of a hoodie, bit of a windbreaker type deal. I don't know. It's very different from everybody else. Clearly, you've just been hooping the entire time or something. Hooping and skateboarding, just kind of vibing. Again, very much like Goshen's been coded as the younger one, right? And clearly wouldn't be in this kind of young adult type phase. It's giving like 17-year-old that's just kind of skating every day and doing whatever else. Either way, we seem to spot a building in the distance. Was that always there? Before Goshen goes in and has a look, where we have a block of something? I don't know, a mysterious liquid, and I'm burying the lead because that's Padparasha with a bunch of holes, where Goshen then looks at it, presses some buttons on the scary sci-fi goo panel, and then Padparasha is probably being brought back, which is, again, perfect timing. The world's about to end, and all life as we know it is as well. It's about to pass away. Except for Sensei, I guess. And, again, you're being brought back here at this final hour. That's, again, I probably... There's been a couple of things that we still haven't touched upon again. This whole Alex kind of... What's the word? Bandana, eye mask type deal. That still needs to go off, and obviously Padparasha still has to say something here before the very end. Hey, Papa! So this is where you've been hanging out. The Lunarians are going off to Nothing Land. Then Foss succeeded. I guess so. Good. Okay, you know that they're going off to Nothing Land? Okay. I thought that you were caught blissfully unaware. I guess not. What were you saying? Everyone went home. That's no fun. I guess that doesn't mean that you don't know why they've all gone home. Okay, that's fair enough. That's less fun, though. I thought Goshen just didn't know, was just vibing the entire time. Okay, Padparasha seems pretty content with that, and then we're moving on to more Acmea Kangorm stuff. They're just kind of embracing here at this final moment, as we have POV of Foss making Sensei pray. Again, I spoke about it last week. The eye is very clearly a camera, and I don't know why I didn't think about that before. Hey, tell me everything you've been hiding from me, says Kangorm, still very bratty and childish, which we like to see. And Acmea, this is a funny face. I like that face. Like, really caught off guard by it, and then, there may not be enough time for everything. Where should I begin? Where? From that since I came to the moon bit, of course. Oh, back before. You guys haven't spoken since then? Okay, fair enough. Okay, and then we don't get to hear it, and we're instead focusing on Foss a little bit more as I think Foss is falling off the table? Thoughts? I don't really know what's going on there. Is Foss not strong enough to maintain this in their current form? Is that maybe some of it? Like, pray you fuck, and then I'm, like, falling apart from the stress or something? Yeah, I think that's the vibe. Foss is starting to fall apart here, and then is locking in once again, and the gold is stretching out beyond this, almost to an inhuman level, and locking into the floor. Again, every facet of Foss is being... determined to make Sensei pray at this juncture. And of course it's gorgeous. I don't need to talk about how good the manga looks again, but what an interesting design. It almost looks like Foss is some kind of like inhuman parasite here, right? You could say part like Sunspot, part Lunarian, part Admirabilis almost, with the fucking head type dealy here, and obviously still that crystallization of the gem. It's just a fantastic character design that continues to evolve throughout time. So again, I think as it stands right now, Sensei's still in a little bit of trouble, but maybe that cracking has woken somebody, and that being Yuke is very interesting, actually. Okay, fair enough. I did forget it was winter. I thought that... Yeah, because Yuke was the last one to go to bed, because Yuke had been staying up this entire time as well. Now, it's very interesting, the information here that certain people have. So Foss doesn't have the information that we now have, that praying will kill everybody. Or kill. Let them pass on. So again, Yuke won't have that information either. It's all based on false pretenses. I think I'm doing this to save everybody and get their prosperity, or, again, what is Foss doing this for at this moment? But... I'm also going to die in that process. Everybody I've ever known is going to die in that process. Like, it's not good. Anyway, I'm bearing the lead. Yuke. Foss! Foss, is that you? Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't recognize Foss either. That's kind of scary. I'm a little bit worried, like, I don't know if it's this copy or whatever. I'm looking over at my OBS, and it doesn't look like it's coming up as clearly as it probably should. But that's a pretty shitty monitor over there, so... Maybe that's just it. Please let me know if I should change my setup at all, because if it's hard to read, it's hard to read, right? Okay, so this Yuke edition is interesting. I didn't think that this would be the thing that would have happened at all. Okay, fair enough. And there we have it. Okay, not just Yuke, Bortz as well, who immediately goes for the violent option and prevents Foss from forcing Sensei to pray. Okay, I guess you just see somebody attacking your daddy and you kind of want to... make that cease, which again, fair enough. But I bet all those Lunarians watching aren't very happy about that. They're like, no, fuck that shit. We hate Borts now. But also, hooray, Borts. Borts saved the life of literally everybody that's watching. So, I don't know, says that anything? And Acmea must have been pretty confident, right? Because, like, you're not telling these things to Cairngorm. You're not revealing your hand if you don't think it's actually time, if you don't think it's actually about to happen. If anything, you could look at it as kind of like this human quality type weakness to it, right? My humanity is telling me to confide in my loved one here at this, end of times, but it wasn't actually the end of times, and now I've made a fool of myself. Again, not something that somebody, as calculating as Acmea would normally do. I mean, if I was Foss, I'd be pretty fucking pissed off. I don't know if Foss is going to continue to fight here or Foss is spent. It's hard to say. No, it seems that Foss is going to fucking leg it. Foss is now running, trying to make sure not to be cut into a million pieces once again, and is running wherever else that they can go. Almost like a wild animal or like just like a demon or like some evil creature. Just, They found me, now I'm escaping. Like a burglar almost, right? In their own home. Yeah, it goes to show how, like, kind of othered I've been in all of this, how I'm not part of their group anymore. Also, yeah, the whip. I forgot about the whip. The cracking of the whip and the escaping is very loaded as well, obviously, right? There's almost like a slavery connotation to it. Or like a horse, almost, as well. Like we're cracking a whip and then a horse is getting spooked or something and running away. So it's like a Western quality to this wide down here. We're playing in a lot of interesting places, I think, visually. Acmea up here face palming, fair enough. So, what do you want to do for lunch? Hamburger steak. He still can't be mad at Cairngorm. I think that's kind of endearing. Like, I want to vent so much right here, right now, and just like yell and scream and everything, but I still can't, be mad at my beloved or whatever. The little head pat here is quite cute as well. It's almost like you're not seeing the seriousness in all of this, Cairngorm. Anyway, I guess it's hard to see how important it is to Acmea at this juncture. Acmea is now announcing, this is Acmea. We have confirmed that Congo has ceased operation. Guess it didn't work. Goshen, will you help me up? I can't sit up by myself. Okay, so it's interesting that after this announcement, we're panning to a character that doesn't care about what's going on at all. It's like, guess it failed. Guess I'll just move on with my life. Again, blissfully unaware that I was about to be eliminated as well. This is an interesting line too. Yikes, it's been ages since I touched another gemstone. This is scary. So again, you haven't even seen the gems that you've come up with in so long that you've almost forgot what it's like to touch one another. Again, that's very interesting. The vibe of the meeting with like Dia and Amethyst and Cairngorm from a few chapters ago was kind of, again, childhood friends that are now young adults that are like meeting off the cuff. And now you're completely separated from that group and you're doing your own thing. So again, you didn't even vibe with them anymore. It's fascinating. Either way, can I ask you one more favor? We don't get to know what it is. Instead, Foss is back down doing Foss stuff. It seems like Foss has gone off to the ice, or is being chased off to the ice. Yeah, everybody's chasing Foss. Like, again, it was one thing to be, hostile with the people around me, but it's another for them to actively chase me and want them to, like they want to kill me, right? That's a step, that's a jump there for sure. So again, I'm sympathetic towards Foss. This would be terrible. Again, imagine if the people that cared about you were now hunting you down and trying to kill you. Now, the ice is very interesting too, obviously. What was the whole thing? It kind of reflects our anxieties back at us. We'll see if we use this here yet again, find out more about these ice flows and whatnot. Either way, it seems that Jade is laying chase here underwater. Even if that is Jade, I don't think that's Jade. Anyway, somebody has caught Foss and is pulling them apart and bringing them to the surface. Everybody's getting in on the act. Everybody's fighting Foss. It's an all-in brawl over here. I don't know what Foss went easy. Oh, it says east. Okay. I was like, Foss went easy? That doesn't make any sense. No, Foss went east. Does make sense. Everybody's just like, I don't know, it feels like a battle royale game. We're like calling out the location. Like, oh yeah, 60 degrees at 1 o'clock, they've gone that way. Okay, and then this is kind of hard to decipher, but it seems that Foss has almost shoved themselves in between the ice or something and is now camouflaged or hiding or something, right? We can kind of see Foss here, I guess. Kind of this little blip. We have some panting, and then, find anything over there? Not yet. Again, like, stealth, hiding type vibe. But the gold continues to crack beneath the ice, maybe revealing a location of sorts. And then, this is very interesting. Okay. I was wondering when this would come back. Very, 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 very interesting. Okay. So, we've come out of the ice, which this would be like the ocean or whatnot, right? And this is now Cinnabar's little hidey hole that, again, would look out onto the ocean that he would use to look out, and it would be like this kind of one piece of light in the darkness. And Foss is now using this location as a refuge, right? This is the location that signifies my othering, that I'm not part of the group. It's why Cinnabar was out here for so long. It's when I'm at my loneliness, I'm in this kind of location, I guess. Yeah, for sure. I feel like the Cinnabar, but times 50,000 in the here and now is what this is trying to say. And I'm bearing the lead again, because what is this? I believe that this little board here is the clipboard from all the way back at the start of the manga. The encyclopedia, the thing that I was to write on that Sensei gave me all the way back in the day. Hey Foss, I want you to go out and learn more about the world and write things on this thing and write some observations, and that is the thing that you will do. It also signifies this relationship with Cinnabar so very much, because, again, it was integral to, like it was used to help like hold Cinnabar up or hold Foss up or something. There was that interaction again very early in the manga. Cinnabar here has obviously kept it for a very long time and has treasured it. It's this tragedy that, hey, again, what did I do this all for? I've come back to this location. I'm now this thing, this freak that is not even close to, like, I'm so much not me anymore. I've progressed so much, and what was the purpose of all of it? I was meant to help my friend Cinnabar find something that they can do, and I've lost sight of that, and this is the moment where Foss is seeing it and going, oh, this is what I was doing it all for. Even if Foss can remember that, that's another interesting wrinkle here. This is perfect. This is so good. Like, I'm like this demon right now. I'm this other thing. I'm so far removed from everything, and this is the reminder of where it all started. This one thing I'm reaching out for. Again, I would imagine that we're mirroring a lot with the paneling here very early too. I've reached out to this board and I've cracked it as well. I've broken the thing that I initially wanted to be, that represented the relationship with Cinnabar. Yeah, I've made a boo-boo, and this is like the moment of self-reflection of like, why am I even here? What am I doing? There was also a moment where this clipboard seemed indestructible almost. It was the thing holding us together. But again, my strength and my power has progressed to a point where it's easily snapping apart. It could also be the ravages of time as well. Again, time doesn't affect me the same way it affects everything else, right? Because I'm a stone, I'm a gem. But normal things, again, like this clipboard, would deteriorate and become more brittle over time. Maybe that's another element to it as well. And again, kind of this final moment of peace, of like kind of laying to rest, of like, and again, contemplation, self-reflection, I think. And then what is happening here? Who are you? You poor thing, and then a tap, and then a pull. I'll turn you into powder and pour you into the ocean. Oh, are you Rutiel? I keep getting jump scared by Rutiel not looking like Rutiel. We won't tell anyone. It's easier that way, isn't it? And again, that's obviously pointed because of what Foss did with Padparasha. Again, not telling somebody and just kind of taking Padparasha and not cluing anybody in. But again, the whole thing about not telling Rutiel was, I think, originally based on something that had Rutiel's best interests in mind. Right? I didn't want to tell you the information that would be earth-shattering for you and ruin your perception of Padparasha. So again, Foss almost thought that he was doing Rutiel a charity in doing this too. But again, it's looking bad for our heroes. I'm very surprised this wasn't the end of the chapter, by the way. Anyway, we're still moving. Ooh, never mind. We're progressing very quickly. Okay, yeah. And now a sunspot's coming down. Something's emerging. Rutiel's looking out over the ocean. Bit of a fucking Wizard of Oz ruby slipper type situation going on here, stepping on Foss's skull. If only I could be so lucky. Well, I was wondering if this would happen. We have Padparasha here coming down, saying Rutiel, "This is reunification, everybody. Hello. How are you, Rutiel?" Okay, and then a thack, where we're grabbing at the chest, very clearly pulling out my heart, my love, my soul, and throwing it over to Rutiel. Here, a souvenir. It should help you figure out some things before you, kind of slay a little bit and then fall and die and pass out once again. Okay, how do you feel about that, Rutiel? I don't know. Yeah, and again, I thought this would be just about the end, too. So this is where it all comes together, obviously, with the Goshen Rutiel scene from earlier. If we go all the way back, which is here, can I ask you only one more favor? So help me sit up and then help me go and see Rutiel, which is what Goshen clearly does. Which, again, I don't know, that's kind of interesting. I wonder if this is Cicada. I wonder if we'll get our good friend Cicada to help us down as well. Yeah, it's all very fascinating. I wonder if Foss is going to make their way back up to the moon now, because Foss is obviously present in the scene. What's Rutiel going to do? We're kind of left with this real, interesting moment where I'm not sure what's going to happen. Now, okay, again, obvious symbolism aside, but what was Padparasha's motivation here? Is it essentially... Okay, Padparasha's whole thing is... Okay, Rutiel and Padparasha care for each other. Fair enough. Padparasha sees Rutiel devoting his life to helping to revive Padparasha, something that Padparasha sees as, something unattainable, something that, again, I'm almost, doomed to always be kind of sickly or whatnot, right? And I want to free Rutiel by stopping this relationship, by, letting Rutiel go, almost. Don't care for me. I almost want to pass on in that same way as to, help my friend live another life and not be devoted to me. It's very self-sacrificial, right? And I think this is Padparasha, upon learning that the world is potentially about to end, having these feelings of, hey, I need to close this loop on this thing. I need to make sure that everything's okay with Rutiel and I'm honest with my feelings. Again, I've been at the moon so long, I've been far away. I'm going to give you a souvenir. It should help you figure some things out. I've given you my heart back, right? Hey, I kind of want to die, so I'm going to give you my heart, but also I want to make sure that you don't hold these lingering feelings for me, so I'm going to give you back my heart too. Does that make any sense? Hey, I kind of want to cut you off, but I'm doing it in the most caring way possible, and I'm also dying. Yeah, there's a lot going on then, a lot built into the symbolism. I wonder what Rutiel is going to respond with in the wake of all of this in Chapter 82, Outcome. Very interesting that, again, Foss is present, so we've kind of had this camera view into this whole scene the entire time too, so Acmea is aware that this is occurring. As Cairngorm's cooking up something, some kind of hamburger steak apparently, and he seems pretty chill with the whole thing. He's eating. Are you okay with all of this? Yes, it's better this way. This was the natural outcome. You always seem like you're in control. It really seemed like this was the final plan of all final plans, and it didn't go to the way you thought it was going to go, and that you'd be kind of bummed out about this, but no, you're still like, oh, yeah, no, all according to plan. I don't know if I trust it. And I think I'm caught in the same kind of mood here as Cairngorm, who yells at him to explain. Oh, what a shame. Nice try, Prince. We'll take over from here. I promise I will. When we're done cleaning this up, this cabbage roll is delicious. Tell me everything, got it? Yes, I know. Okay, so you're still not going to tell Cairngorm anything? That's Cairngorm is so whipped. That's crazy. How are you accepting that? Bro, the world was about to end, and you're still not telling me this shit? You're still hiding shit from me? Tell me the plan. I know that we, the audience, can't know the plan because, again, it would ruin the mystery, but tell Cairngorm. I don't know. Cairngorm, anyway, whatever, it's fine. Goshen, and probably, again, based on this crying, probably Cicada, have rescued Foss, and are bringing Foss back to the moon. How in the world did you end up like this? And I believe this is Foss Paisen or something akin to that. Senior Foss, can you move? Oh, nope. Giving it a little clack as well. And we have some stuttering here before a noble Goshen. It's so good to see you. Again, showing how much Goshen has kind of ghosted this entire like crew. I didn't know that you were still like alive. Yeah, here we go. I haven't seen you since the prince's wedding. How have you been? What have you been up to? Well, I went into a building that looked kind of cool. Oh, this place is sort of fancy. What? Who? A gemstone? I made friends with the Lunarians inside and started living with them. They all seem chill as. They seem cool. Yo. Your social skills are so good they're almost scary, says Cicada here. So were you with them when the prayer booted up? Yeah, but I don't like depressing stuff. That's very you, Honorable Goshen. I guess. Oh, and we hear a bong. Yeah, Goshen doesn't give a fuck. Again, it's giving, like, I have no perspective because I'm the young one, kind of, right? Which is, again, it's a freeing way to live, I'll give you that. I don't like that depressing stuff. You haven't experienced any of the depressing stuff. Nobody likes the depressing stuff, but running away from it isn't the answer either. So the bong is indicating that we're already back. We're back already? Yes. I know we had to rescue Great Foss, but we took the ship without permission and left the venerable Padparasha on Earth. What will Prince Acmea say? Yo, Cicada, help us out here. Wait. What? Is that? Who is that? What is happening? That looks like Padparasha. Am I stupid? And then what do you think Prince Acmea will say? I don't know, says our good friend Cicada. Yeah, I'm confused. I want to get some clarity here. Is Padparasha on Earth? Is Padparasha here? I think going down to Earth, giving kind of Rutiel my heart and then fucking off again is a pretty clear message, I would say. Interesting. It seems that everybody is now meeting the arrival. Interesting, for sure. So let's break it down. You would imagine that this is Amethyst and this bozo, I forget his name, Borato or something. Daya the Idol, we love to see it. Alex and Benito. Yeah, I keep forgetting that they have their little kind of chef joint going on. Also, is this a thing, these two? Are they like a thing? I don't know. I don't know what this was either, but anyway. Okay, so Foss has returned and Foss is about to see everybody, if Foss is even still alive, and how they've changed in the 200 plus years since Foss has been gone. And just, yeah, this page, just some more establishing shots of what I just said. A good look at everybody lining up. Kind of Acmea in the middle of it all. You were so close, says Acmea. And then we look down at a shattered Foss. I can't imagine what the reaction here is going to be. I really can't. It's going to be fireworks or depression or one of the two. It's not going to be good. Foss is clearly broken. Clearly. And do you realize that? Are you playing... do you realize how fraught Foss is emotionally and how you could break Foss here and now very easily? Well, again, that was the whole thing. If Foss returned and was unsuccessful, kill me, is what Foss said. This was like a suicide mission. This was my last attempt. That was definitely the vibe too. It almost looks like you've completed the process. You almost seem dead in the here and now. Yeah, I don't know how to respond, chat room. And here we go. I believe you asked us to throw you away after collecting you. Is that still what you want? Yeah. Again, in the wake of seeing the Padparasha Rutiel thing, in the wake of seeing the clipboard, in the wake of seeing the everything, is that still what you want? This will be interesting. Congo rescued me. No Sensei, Congo, which is very interesting. I don't know how long that's been going on, actually. I haven't been paying attention. Congo still loves me. And then the crying. Correct. He rescued you. He rebuilt you. He still loves me, regardless of my direct opposition to him and his goals, potentially. Like, he doesn't want to pray, almost on a personal level. I want him to pray. We're diametrically opposed, but still, he will still love me and protect me. It's this really complicated relationship, and Foss is now grappling with that. If those gems hadn't stopped us, Congo would have prayed. I know it. Congo will pray for me. Next time. Okay, so you're locked in again. You're ready for the fucking next go. Foss almost looks like a fucking lizard person here. I don't know what the fuck's going on there. Another interesting distinction is if those gems hadn't stopped us. It's like, my friends are now the enemy. I'm not calling them, again, Bortz and fucking Uke and whoever else were chasing me, right? It's those gems. It's those dastardly gems. Those are the people that you went up here to protect in the first place, that the Lunarians were stealing all of your friends, and everything's changed. I'm just trying to really emphasize that. Next time, and then the gold's going mental again. Oh, it's sick. It looks like this looks metal as fuck over here from Foss. Hey yo. It's like lightning bolts. It's like you know? I love it. And again here emphasizing my point, if any gems get in my way, I will grind them into powder as my voice decides to go. I don't know what this is behind you. What is this whole beast of a billion eyes? What are we doing? Yeah, okay. This one's very obvious. It was an affront to my sense and to my friends and to my motivations and to my very soul that the gems were being ground up on the moon not fucking 30 chapters ago when I first made my way up here, right? Finding out that we all got ground down into dust that became food, that was the reason why the moon shone as brightly as it did, that was literally feed for the cattle of the fucking, what do you call them, Admirabilis. That was an affront. That was the worst thing that's ever happened. And now I'm so completely on the other side and so focused in my motivation that I will now grind them into powder the same way that the Lunarians had been doing to us the entire time. And again, the grinding into powder is also the reason why they're unable to be revived in that same way. It's essentially, I will kill them. I will kill them however I can. And this is very interesting in the wake of seeing the clipboard. I thought the clipboard would potentially be a change of heart. But upon seeing that clipboard, you're like, no, I reach out, I break it. We're too far gone. I will grind them into powder. I am onely focused in this motivation. So you seem newly motivated now that kind of we've learnt that Sensei still loves me and will pray. So, okay, I've got new hope there almost, and I'm ready to execute once again. And now I thought that this would be a scene break or something, but no, we're continuing. I'll go right away. Those damn Lustrous. If I could just be rid of them. Again, we're really nailing that point of I've completely and totally flipped on them, right? The whole point was to preserve them and to preserve the people around you, and you wanted to get rid of the Lunarians. That was the whole reason you wanted Sensei to pray, so that my friends could survive and prosper. But again, based on their actions, and again, based on stewing over it for like 200 years, I've changed completely again. I hate my friends. I want them to die. I wonder if this was in Acmea's little calculations here. Yeah. And we're going to shake on it. Okay. Are we the baddies? All right, fair enough. Yeah, and a very violent, viscous kind of gold handshake here with a splurch. It's, again, giving devil deal or something. It's giving sin. This is sinful, what we're doing. Very well. Ha 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 ha. This is what good characters do. They laugh maniacally and look like this. That's what good characters do. Anyway, I think this is fascinating. Again, once again, people could look at this and go, oh my god, I thought Foss was the goodie, but now Foss is the baddie? Oh no. I just think it's fascinating how Foss has been twisted like this. Even Cairngorm looks worried. Cairngorm was the one in control for a very long time, but now Cairngorm's like, what the fuck is this? And I guess you've just been kind of called Hime the entire time, or Princess, or something akin to that, because you don't seemingly like that name anymore. Yeah, and like kind of this corruption of the gold reaching out to, yeah, it's, I don't know, it doesn't bode well, and I think Cairngorm here is very worried too. Okay, the dog has awoken, it is glancing, it seems angry. It's going to run away. It's going to run over to Foss and go, grrr. Now, again, okay, this is like a shorthand thing in media, but if a dog is angry at something, it's bad. That thing is bad news. Don't go near the thing that the dog is barking at and growling at. Think, it's giving me The Thing. Think about The Thing. It's one of the first, I think the dog's the first thing that finds the thing, right? And then, like, growls at it, and then obviously, you know, the thing happens to the dog. This is giving like horror movie, no? Like you're like a horror villain right now. So what I think I fear for the dog's life, unfortunately. Oh no, potentially I should have feared for Foss's life. Okay, I didn't see that coming. Okay, so the dog didn't like Foss, and then Foss is like, arr, and then the dog's like, no, fuck that shit. I'm actually huge, and goes, arf. Okay, I thought this was like a serious scene, but no, we're playing a funny dog joke or something. Yeah, this is fascinating. Again, it's more to this like Land of the Lustrous tonal stuff that I like. It's never too serious for too long. Especially Dia here. It's so big and bumpy. It's a crazy thing to say. And then it goes, and then you. It is you, isn't it? It is also your bodyguard. What? What is happening? Who is talking here? It is also your bodyguard. Oh, okay, so let's back up here. The gold is reaching out for Kangorm almost. Kangorm looks worried, and then Guard Dog like almost activates. I still don't know who's talking here, but sure. And then Barbata, I'd like you to repair Foss. Okay, but it's going to take a while. Of course, be sure to use the utmost care. In particular, and we're going to see what he's about to say, but yeah, this is, I'm querying this. This is odd. Treat the memories of the last 200 years as gently as possible. Okay, so I want to preserve the anger. That's essentially what Big Boy is saying here. I want to make sure Foss is still as fiery as Foss was here when Foss was saying, I want to murder all my friends. I want to make sure that that feeling still remains. Okay, so Foss still has murderous intent, and we kind of ended the chapter on kind of a dog smash joke or whatever. Fair enough. That's the end of Chapter 82, Outcome. Here we have Chapter 83, Reflection, where we're back down on Earth. Okay, says Jade. You may notice, when I'm not sure who it is, I normally just say Jade, and I have a pretty good chance of being right. It is 83 chapters in, and I'm still unsure of certain character designs. Fair enough. Okay, it seems that we're having a little bit of a strategy meeting in the wake of everything. Yeah, okay, so this is confirmation that Padparasha is actually back down on Earth. Very cool. So, all the way back here. What was this? I don't know, Yosuke, to help us out here. What are you carrying? That looks like Padparasha's hair. I swear to God. Anyway, it's in bits and pieces, but Rutil told us the story. The Lunarians did show up. They used Padparasha as a decoy so they could take Foss back to the moon, just like you suspected. I see. And how is Padparasha? Well, Red, Obs, and I filled in all the smaller holes, but we can't get the most important part. Rutil won't give up. Okay, and again, that's kind of almost kind of on the heart. It's on the left-hand side, kind of halfway down, kind of there. There's a tragedy and Rutil still not giving up, despite literally Padparasha running out and committing suicide in front of them. But anyway, Rutil still can't get the hint there. Imagine being Yuke. Yuke's just like worried. Imagine sleeping and waking up to that. Anyway, I see. Congo, am I right in assuming you can't disobey Foss? I'm sorry? What? What do you mean? You can't disobey Foss? What do you mean? So even broken up in pieces and locked away, Foss can still order Congo around? Yikes! So scary. I don't think that's quite right though. Yeah, because I didn't read this as the thing either. I think he tried to pray, and then it was like, I'm like forcing him to pray, right? You can't disobey Foss, but you can't pray even if it's Foss asking you to do it. Correct. There is something critically wrong with me. It's that line again, too. That's very similar to the previous line. Oh dear, that does make things difficult. I'm sorry. It's okay. For now, let's just be happy that our sleepyhead is back. Yuke is giving, like, play school cast member or, like, kindergarten teacher or something. I just think he's great. I like it a lot. Just a calming presence. Always seems to be like the exact opposite of how Foss was freaking out here before. Just kind of keeping it together, really, and looking on the bright side. Yuke, are we going to go back to hibernation or what? I think I'm sleepy. I'm staying up. I can't sleep with all this stuff going on. Then Jade and I will do odd jobs like clearing the snow around the school. I don't suppose some gem would be so kind as to break up the ice flows. I'm imagining Cinnabar? No, we'll never know. The interesting scene we have here next, though, where it's Zircon approaching Padparasha, where again we have Rutil almost praying to Padparasha's corpse over here. I think Zircon is just curious. It's interesting. And you're looking up and seeing a broken Rutil over here. And then the other amethyst is coming in. Yellow. I wonder how our elder is doing. Yeah. I did see Yellow with them once. And 80? I'm sure 80 is fine. You can tell? Yeah, kinda. Are you worried about Benito? Nope. But you don't hate your old partner, do you? Huh. Yeah, okay. This is, everybody's kind of coming together and thinking about their old counterparts or whatever. The people in the narrative that they've had associations with. No, I like my old partner. I mean, not making any sense is part of Nep's charm. I kept forgetting you're like Neptunite or something. How do you think Goshen is doing, Morga? I bet Goshen's making the most of everything. Now, Morga's changed hair a little bit, which is confusing me, but this is still that like kind of young Morga. right? Yeah, again, I remember. I'm switched on. Seems like you've grown up a little bit. You're a little bit more part of the group. You're a little bit less quiet. Hey, you're Dia's age, right, Cinnabar? How do you think our idol is doing? It's a curious language, too. I think Dia is doing better than any gem could imagine. I could see that. Yup. So we're just kind of reminiscing about how our old people are and how they might be doing. It would be interesting to see them reunited once again. I wonder if that'll ever happen. If they'll meet up and see how much they've changed and how much some haven't. Wow. Honestly, I even forgot that I liked that gem. It's no wonder you'd forget. We've had peace for so long. I wonder which way is better. Okay, so again, there's been a lack of Lunarian attacks considering the circumstances. And again, we've had peace for so long, it's hard to remember the old people that we were, right? And the old set of motivations that we had. Okay, now that we're all here, let's go. Time to break up some ice flows. So are we all going to go out at once? Okay, fair enough. I was wondering again which character was going to be isolated out here and doing the ice flow thing. I was thinking Cinnabar because it'd be a nice parallel to Foss early in the narrative, but no, everybody's just going to participate. Of course, Sensei is looking at the ice flows and probably reminiscing about that kind of first winter with Antark and Foss, that first real big change that Foss had, the gold, and how kind of, what's the word? How prominent the gold was in those previous scenes that we just had. Again, he's just thinking. He's thinking back to himself about how things were. Again, the ice reflecting anxieties back at us, our insecurities. I wonder if these insecurities are being reflected back at Sensei even now. Where again, it seems that Sensei is reaching into his sleeve and pulling out part of Foss's face, which he is continuing to keep. It's also Foss's like good eye or whatever. Sure. He's just got that as a souvenir. Maybe a reference to that chapter title there from before as well. Aha! There you are! Connie, it's really hard just getting through all this. It is, it was difficult, I remember. Cinnabar, we don't want you getting bored. Just watch Connie, so cheer us on, okay? What? Cheer you on? Also, my computer's loading something? Why is that happening? Cheer you on? Uh-huh. Cheer so loud we can hear you over those ice flows. I don't think Cinnabar's the cheerleading type, but anyway. It's adorable. I love it. You can do it. A bit of a gambate, potentially. And yeah, yelling out over everything. I'm legitimately like a part of the gang. I feel like I'm still off to the side a little bit, but I'm going out on these adventures. I'm able to cheer on my friends. I feel like I have a place in this world. Again, Foss, what was the point of all of this? Again. Sensei could see the point of all of this. I'm glad to see that you're happy. And cute slight little blush here from our good friend Cinnabar. And then a contemplation about wishing that Antark were here. Antark loved you more than any gem, and I'm sure that wouldn't change even now that you're not our sensei. Yeah, that was the revelation there before in the manga as well. Antark is like super dead, so Antark can't come back no matter what. That's something to note. Antark knew that I was a different life form from the rest of you, so Antark had special information. Oh my god. Really? How? I don't know. The temperature? Okay, that's an interesting point of conversation. So Sensei never really figured out why Antark knew that knowledge. Interesting. Now, the whole Antark thing is that Antark almost like... It was as Cairngorm is to Acmea was almost how Antark was to Sensei in a lot of ways. It was almost like a romantic thing. Oh no, the temperature is steadily rising. Okay, so we're coming out of winter. So you still don't know how Antark knew that you weren't that guy. Okay. But we're just chilling out here, destroying the ice flows. It's no longer a one-person job. It's no longer these anxieties kind of reflecting back at me. It's now just everyone's doing it, and like Cinnabar's over there cheering us on, so we just feel fine doing it. That's very interesting. And then, yeah, this is where I thought it was going as well. Actually, no, it's not. I thought that we were back on the moon. We're not. I think this is a flashback of sorts. We're all kind of up on a pedestal or on a mountain or something. We're all looking around. Yuke's turning behind his shoulder. You're weak. You were born that way. I wonder if this is a Foss dream of sorts or something. I think that Foss was 3.5. Yeah. You were wrong from the start. There is nothing you can do. You can't ever change. You've ruined everything. 3.5, you poor thing. No one loves you. So the characters saying all of these lines are very pointed as well. Each of these kind of corresponds to a kind of thing that Foss had with each of these characters, in my opinion. Like, again, is this what Ghost would have wanted? Probably not. No, you were wrong from the start. Again, there was nothing that I could do. You couldn't change the very start of what motivated you to go on this journey. This is Dia. Dia's had her whole thing about changing and never changing relative to somebody else. And then the poor thing into no one loves you from each of those characters there too is quite pointed too. And then if only you never existed. If only you'd never existed. Okay, so this is Tark, I believe. And then Foss is dreaming. If only you'd never existed, I would still be next to Sensei. Obviously, you're thinking about this in a dream sequence, right? Again, everybody hates me. Nobody likes me. I fucking hate all the gems. I'm having weird dreams about that. I don't know. Foss is fucking super depressed. That's all I'm really getting out of this. Whenever we've dreamt, I feel like it's been very interesting with Foss. Anyway, consciousness has been restored. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Don't move just yet. Your physical composition is pretty complex. We're being very particular about synthesizing gemstones to fill in the missing pieces. It's going to take time. Wait, no, it's still going to take time. And then, yipe! Seems that Foss has, chosen violence. Woken up and chosen violence. Okay. Yeah, it worked. Whatever Acmea told you to do to kind of preserve the correct memories, Foss is still ready to go. So there's two interpretations here, I think. One is, hey, I've channeled all these feelings that I've had before, and now I'm just choosing violence on anybody, and it's over for everybody. I don't care. My first instinct is to lash out and kill, and I'm solely focused on this Sensei praying thing. Or the other interpretation is that this dream here has turned over a new leaf, and now you're ready to fuck up some Lunarians again specifically. But I don't think that's the direction. Either way, again, this sequence here is fantastic. Love these 3 pages, back to back to back. Again, especially in a chapter about ice flows and about anxieties being reflected back at us. You could potentially even go back to some of those lines from the ice flows themselves, and they may even have reflected some of this stuff. You know what? I'm going to go back and check, actually. Also, the art style of the manga is very different back here, too. You can get stronger faster. It's sure to work. We'll bite them off for you. Your legs, blah, 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 blah. No, they're very different lines. You must change. You're running out of time are kind of similar, but no. And then, this is where Foss is making that decision, but then the decision's kind of made for him, too. It's almost like this destiny element to it as well. My own lack of ability with my hands. My slipping off of the hands is the reason why this happens too. Anyway, back over here. And back moving on to chapter 84, The Eve, where somebody is entering the room. You would imagine Foss is going to walk in and have a conversation with everybody. Seems like it's a bunch of hoity-toity kind of bigwigs in Lunarian society are going to have a chat here. Very notably in the foreground here, we have these kind of ferns and this, fig, this fruit almost. Again, it's probably got some interpretation somebody smarter than me could make. Okay, no, it wasn't Foss, but it also was Foss. I think Foss is just murdering everybody. Foss does not give a fuck anymore. It's giving horror movie. It's giving we're experimenting with something we can't control. This is bad, I think. We were repairing, and then Foss swiftly chops off all of their heads. It'd be interesting to see if we maintain the violence even now. Come in. Says Acmea. Everybody else is pretty worried. Again, it's not like they have death, really, so it doesn't really matter. But still, now, I want to crush them now. Every last gem. Give me your whole army. Damn, that's pretty fucked up of you. You've got, strawberry insides, too. I don't know what all that's about. We haven't finished repairing you. Past experience shows we will be attacked by Congo when we go to Earth, so there's a limit to the amount of resistance I can provide. If you are not in perfect health, you cannot achieve the results you hope for. I'll bring the moon gems with me. I'll make them help. Hey, yo. Again, kind of, that's probably what that thing was before. Ew, okay. So Foss now hates gems. It's funny how we were talking about a genocide type idea before, but not for the Admirabilis. It's now for another kind of piece of the 3. And that's why the dog was protective and stuff, because it sensed that Foss actually wanted to murder the Kangorm. And amethyst and dia and all the gems up here as well. It's not just the gems down there helping Sensei, it is all gems that I hate. But does that mean you also hate yourself? Think about it, Foss. Damn. Bit of that kind of yellow diamond idea of wanting to be something else maybe tied into that too. And again, the moon gems, not using names, is another very specific one here as well. Dehumanizing. And then, you're still talking about that? You never change. And then, grr, and then I want to fucking murder you, says Foss. Fair enough. And then the dog's right back to growling and protecting Cairngorm here. So Cairngorm doesn't seem into it. Cairngorm doesn't want to go back at all. More focused on being like a housewife, I guess, or whatever else Cairngorm's doing. Trying to become a Lunarian. I don't know where that storyline's gone, really. Would you like to ask the other gems? Suggests Acmea. I'm not going. Sorry, Foss. I have a rehearsal for my concert tomorrow, and then 3 days of performing after that. When that's over, my schedule is still packed with events. Okay, so you're preoccupied with your own life, your own individuality. We've talked about that before. I have so many dear fans who have accepted me. They're waiting for me. I can't let them down. This must be shocking to Foss. Again, this was not probably your exact motivation some 200 years ago when I last talked to you. It's almost like Foss is rolling his eyes here as well, or I guess I should say. Like, you can't be serious. A concert, that's the reason why you can't go with me on this, like, life-altering journey. Ooh! Okay, Foss is being evil. Then I'll bring Bortz here, and everything that makes you happy will disappear. And a twitch. I've struck a nerve here with Dia. Something that you're potentially afraid of, being compared to Bortz once again. I'm here, I'm my own idol. What if Bortz is here and supersedes me as an idol? Maybe not the exact use case, but bringing an old person from my old life back here will definitely rock the boat, and it's definitely something I'm scared of, reverting the change that I have made. It's also evil from Foss. Foss knows everybody's weaknesses, knows their motivations, maybe a little bit of that Lapis stuff coming through here. Part of how I convinced them to go to the moon in the first place, like using their insecurities, and that calculation there is kind of coming back here in a really cool way. I wonder if I will see this reflected with other characters too. Oh, okay, this is very interesting too. It's stupid of me to hold on to my fear of that gem forever. It's about time I put an end to it. Okay, I'll do it. I'll be the one to turn that little nuisance into powder. That's not... That face paired with that line is very funny. But Dia, you love Bortz. Anyway. And then maniacally laughing again. Yo. I want to see Tomoyo Kurosawa play this character. Like bad. I think that would be fantastic. That's silly. It's much easier to close your eyes to the past. Oh, you've got like a cool visor now? Yo! Okay, this is sick. I've learned that not all Lunarians are bad. I can't hate them anymore. What? You're interested in cooking a gemstone? How funny. You want to use my kitchen for practical application of the theory. You can't kind of read that, but sure. You're such a nerd, okay. Sure. I've forgotten about Chrysabel. I like my life now. But... okay, I think this is very interesting. I think what we're going to see here is how much these gems think they've changed, but they haven't changed. But they kind of have changed, but they haven't changed. There's still the past, and still my relation to these old people still affects me. I'm imagining that despite everything, despite all these lines, when Alex takes off this blindfold, if he ever does, he will still go berserk. I'm imagining if you go back down and see Bortz, the old you's going to come out somewhat. I still think that that's still the case a little bit. It's the same thing with Foss, I think. I think Foss ultimately, if and when Foss goes down there and sees these gems again, isn't going to be able to crush them into dust. As much as he wants to, I don't think that that'll be the case. And if he does, it won't be because of the part of him that's still a gem. Because his constitution prevents that, and prevents ultimately that change, and kind of facilitates that eternal love. Either way, but I did tell you 200 years ago that I would go with you, and that's been nagging at me. I will keep my promise. Foss is, like, giddy, gleeful at that. Okay, I'm recruiting everybody. Lex, are you serious? You're going too, Benito. Oh, Benito didn't know that. Oh, hell nah. I'm sorry, Foss, but I really am staying. I can bring 30 to the moon. Being apart hasn't caused any problems. I think of that as growth. I'm sure 30 will feel the same way. Twin crystals can tell these things. Besides, we're still working on a way to restore the gems that have been turned into sand. I want to learn as much as I can about lunar technology before Congo prays and the Lunarians turn to nothing and leave us all here. Oh hell no! Should I tell? Should I tell him or? Yeah, and then this is sick. This is awesome. I love the subtext here. Again, what's not being said, the little looks of knowing characters giving each other. Like, that's just, it's wonderful. It's fantastic. Okay, so Kangorm, you shut up now, basically. You don't need to rebuild the gems from sand, says Foss. What? How can you say that? We don't need them. And then shock. Oh my god, Foss's motivations have changed over time. Well then, Dia and Alex will accompany Foss. Is that correct? Excuse me, Benito will be going too. Huh? I don't want to go. Oh, and your right eye, Congo has it. We can make you a new one. What would you prefer? This would be an interesting little quandary. Okay, Foss is going thermonuclear. Looking scary again. I'll go to Earth and take it back. Hey, I mean, I guess I've been neglecting to talk about the eye thing. That part of the brain is probably very important for Foss's whole empathy kind of center and whatnot. Like, that part of Foss coming back together will probably be this moment where I realize that, oh, I've been doing the wrong thing a lot. I actually don't want to murder all my friends. It's true. Yeah, I'm imagining we're going to build up into something like that. That eye of mine that is still kind of this remnant of the lustrous me, of the gemstone me, as opposed to my left eye that is very Lunarian. Again, it seems like Foss is still kind of a man on a mission here a little bit. Okay, understood. Then I will do as you wish and prepare the entire army. By studying the damage Padparasha sustained previously, we were able to work out a way to protect against Mercury, so at least get a surface treatment before you go. Okay, so there's some kind of barrier we can put up that prevents the Mercury, and I'm imagining this is going to pair with another Foss character design change, as it's kind of being teased here, continuously teased. I kind of just want to see the character design change, but I'll wait. It won't close. Ew, hey, no one told me that ally was going to be jumping out of your back at me. Hurry, I know I'm working on it. Somebody help me. Bring some giant scissors. I want it done now. I said I know. Now. Again, and then again, that memory of all my friends up on a pedestal as well. Again, that dream sequence. Like, again, the pedestal there is very important. Like, I'm looking up at them. I still can't achieve what they've achieved. My own insecurities up there. I still can't change. This up there is the change. I still can't get to it, you know? They're really teasing this character design, man. I must destroy everything on Earth now. And there's a big, wide kind of look at the army. It's almost, I don't know, World War II-esque. Certain sides of World War II-esque. I would say. Okay, so Foss is going to lead an army of Lunarians against his friends. Again, go back like 35 chapters and tell me that. I'm going to be like, what? But again, I think it naturally makes sense for the motivations of the characters. They really did a good job at showing Foss's deterioration over time and the reasons why he would feel the way he does to act like this in the here and now. And there's the character design, guys. Oh my god. Everyone's going out. We love it. Okay, so we're all in our, like, scary army uniforms, and we're gonna go down and beat some ass. Yo, the stylish visor, though, is crazy. I'm loving this. Whatever this is, it's giving, like, Daft Punk. It's, like, I love it. Obviously not in love with all of this. This is kind of evil-looking and weird. Still got a fucking ass, though. Damn. Spiny back's interesting. I don't really know what we're getting at there. Kind of this layer over the top of me that can hardly contain the gold. Like this thing that's barely, like, holding it back from exploding and me, like... Again, it goes to show that a lot of these decisions are still emotionally motivated, I think, because the gold equals emotion. I've seen that a lot. And again, I've talked about it before. The only eye being left being the eye of the Lunarian is another really obvious touch, too. Facial expression's interesting, too. Alex has been kind of muted, but always is when he's not in berserk mode. Dia here, obviously, a little bit, like, nonplussed with the whole thing. It's weird. Like, this is something I have to do if I actually want to move on. It's giving... I want closure, you know? Also, again, is this a big stupid bow on his head, too? That's kind of crazy. And again, Benito is almost giving Yellow Diamond from before. Like, I'm not sure about this. I don't know if we should go down here and do this like this. I'm only really here for Alex, kinda. I kind of really don't want to go, but I'm going, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Foss should murder everybody, so I'm hoping Foss doesn't murder everybody. But this chapter is called The Eve of Destruction. Something like that. Moving on to chapter 85, Birthday. It's spring! Hooray. I think I got 2 more in me. I'll see where this chapter ends, and then we'll move from there. Again, I'm in kind of a poxy spot, because I can't really finish the volume, but I kind of, yeah, again, you guys know. Anyway, winter has ended, and spring is here. The flowers are out. We're all frolicking in front of the temple. This is foreboding, considering that the world's biggest army is about to descend on this place, and we're about to force Sensei to pray. Ack! Yawn! I'm so done. Time to sleep. Where's Cinnabar? Cinnabar may have already gone to sleep. The poor gem hibernates alone every year. Really? Doesn't that get lonely? Yes, and that's why we've made something amazing. Cinnabar! Huh? Like Cinnabar kind of caught off guard here as well. Just like clutching. It's very human. It's like what I would do if I was putting on a dressing gown and somebody like peeked into my room. Don't worry. Ta-da! A giant Cinnarini hibernation case. Sure. Alright, this is cute. I like the design too a lot. Look at this. This is coming. This is coming soon. I can't really get happy about any of this stuff over here. Because this is coming soon. Your death is imminent, and they don't know. And again, this is just like really hammering home that point of Cinnabar has a place where Cinnabar belongs now. And again, like, Foss is now actively destroying the society that allowed this to happen. It's nice and big inside. And OBS coated the interior with OBS, so don't worry about mercury leaking out, I guess I should say. I did my best. Wouldn't that make you feel more shut in? Oh, there's little doors on the side too. Hey, yo, this is adorable. And yeah, OBS is obsidian. Okay, I've got it now. I'm back on board. So I imagine the thing with Cinnabar is that I can't control the mercury whilst I hibernate, so I have to hibernate in a separate room, otherwise I'll leak out and start hurting everybody. I mean, just look at this. This is the most adorable thing I've ever seen in my life. Thank you. I've always wanted to hibernate with the rest of you. Yay! A group of friends, camaraderie, like-minded individuals working towards a common goal. Is this all we're after? Wasn't this the point of everything? Winter Patrol, don't go to sleep yet! You see? Oh, I love it. Congo! I don't know what's happening, but we've planned some secret little something for Congo. Because there's some whispering here, there's some pss. And then, okay, then Yuke's just like, I'm going to go to see if there's any newborns on the shore of nascency. Will you help me? All right. So I guess maybe they're going to set up this thing, everybody here, and then Sensei is going to return, and then he's going to see whatever they've prepared. Now, what also might happen as well is that he may return and find them all fucking dead. I'm just putting that on the cards. And then it's going to be like, happy birthday, Sensei, or something stupid like that. This is interesting to see if there's any newborns on the shore of nascency. Birthday, like literally birthday, not the, anniversary of somebody's birth, but, actually their birthday. No mineral life form readings. That's too bad. Let's gather the fragments. Okay, so no new friends. That's no good. Okay, you and Congo are just hanging out. Where we grab out a little shard of something. Congo, do you remember when you were born? Well, he's a robot. I don't know if he was really born. I have memories from even before I was created. Hey, yo. Okay, go into those, please. Did you have friends? I did. And then, you don't have to apologize. You're hurting more than any of us. We're fine. And then he kind of locks in. I don't know what this is about. You don't have to apologize. Well, he always apologizes for not being able to say certain information. I guess that's what we're getting at here. He wants to say more, but he can't. And then he goes to maybe apologize, and then you don't have to apologize. You're hurting more than any of us not being able to say these things and share these memories. Again, my programming forbids it, or whatever the excuse there is. It's a lovely spring. I feel like there's something good on the horizon. I think there's going to be like 50 sunspots and you guys are fucked. I think that's about to be what's going to happen, but I don't know, being optimistic maybe works too. Let's go have a look. Let's go back. And then Sensei's holding the bowl, which is another really specific one too, because the Lunarians were always holding that bowl. So I wonder if that has extra significance there. I don't know. I don't know what the bowl is. I guess that's maybe like a Buddhist thing. I don't know. An offering of sorts. Again, it's hard to say. But again, like Sensei holding this bowl of like scrapped gem parts, again, as the sunspots and as the Lunarians are approaching, is very pointed. Either way, Sensei doesn't want to move on just yet. Not yet, he says. Acmea? Hang on. Does he sense bro? He senses bro. He's like, wait, Acmea's like coming here, like now. That's fucked. Is this the first time he's said that name too? The first time he's like admitted that he knows who Acmea is and what Acmea wants and all that kind of stuff? It's always been subtextual, but I think this is the first time he's like, oh shit. He's actually coming over here. I just wanted to circle back around to here just because this seems really important that you know him by name. That it could almost imply that Acmea specifically has something to do with this thing that is seriously wrong with Sensei. Does that make any sense? Like, I get the feeling that Acmea, again, knows more than he's letting on and knows more about Sensei specifically and maybe has some more concrete, definitive connection with him because, again, I'm here. Let's go find Acmea. Wherever he is. They do look really similar, and I'm going to keep saying it. There may be a connection there. One that's deeper than what we've realized in the text thus far. So I mean, I'm putting my hand up and voicing that I think something's going on here. If something does happen here, I called it. I'm going to claim like 50% of it at least. Put it that way. Here we go. There they are. This way. Over here. This is your spot, Connie. You sit here before he's surrounded by flowers and a flower crown and everything. We're all in our like spring dresses and whatnot. Ready? And Connie, happy birthday. Tanjobi omedetou, of course. Look at Bort. It's always a stick in the mud. How about Rutiel? I don't think Rutiel's in the right headspace for this at the moment either. I'm gonna be honest. I think Rutiel's still kind of dealing with some shit. Anyway, this is all just built up for them to fucking die, like soon. Again, I don't need to go back and show you what's coming, but it's approaching very soon. I'm filled with stress and anxiety because of this. I mean, this is giving like Dad comes home from work and his kids have planned a surprise party. It's about the most heartwarming thing you've ever seen in your entire life. Again, all this care I've given to raising all these different gems over this time is now, it's bearing fruit. I feel loved. I feel human, for lack of a better term. None of us could sleep much this winter, so we started thinking of something fun to do, and we all picked out a birthday for you. And it's today, so you actually have a birthday. Thank you. I'm very happy. Oh, everybody's very happy. Let's enjoy ourselves. This is going to be great. Cut to a big old wide. This is lovely. This isn't foreboding at all. Yeah, I mean, everybody's just chilling and talking. We're playing with bro. Seems great. This is wonderful. This is fantastic. I think specifically choosing a field of flowers here, the spring post the winter, are all very interesting metaphorical decisions. Again, it feels like we've come out of the hard stuff, out of the tough times, and I'm finally achieved something like happiness. It's a new beginning for Sensei even. It's a new birthday. This is your time. We're going to continue to celebrate this year after year in perpetuity. It gives me hope. It gives me everything. It is my everything. The flowers are blooming once again after they haven't for a very, very long time. It's like... It feels almost biblical, right, too? It's like Garden of Eden type areas, where, again, there's probably some type of Buddhist equivalent that is probably more applicable. Yeah, I mean, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. This is foreboding. This is what happens before everybody gets gunned down and killed. And I'm just waiting for it, because we've cut to another wide there, and everybody's playing nicely. Okay, no, it's now the afternoon. Okay, where we've all kind of fallen asleep after playing for so long. I fell asleep. Wow, it's late. I'm stuffed. Time to clean up. Can we save it for tomorrow? Today is a day for having fun. Agreed. Agreed. Oh. Oh, the apocalypse is about to happen. I mean, I said it was coming. Yeah, this is pretty bad. I'm gonna be real, guys. I think everybody's about to die. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a genius for predicting this, by the way. It's about the most foreboding chapter I've ever seen in my life. Everything is happy right here and now, all the way back to this sarcophagus stuff. I don't know, what did they call it? A case, a hibernation case. It's kind of like a sarcophagus. Yeah. Like, yeah. The whole chapter's building up to this, by the way. And I think the last chapter we'll do today, which may be a terrible spot to stop once again. I mean, how many more pages do we have in this fucking volume? Oh yeah, definitely not. It's 192. So that would be another... Like, I'd basically be recording for another hour at least. Last chapter. I'm going to call it here. Land of the Lustrous, chapter 86, War. Yeah, I mean... Nice symmetry in the paneling once again. It's a very evocative looking black sun. It's like an eclipse. It's like again, the sun beaming down is kind of this. It's kind of associated with the flowers and the spring and whatnot. It's like that spring has ended early and we've entered another winter, potentially a nuclear winter of sorts. Eclipses are generally pretty foreboding as well as a metaphor. Let's see. Okay, everybody's like speechless, they're gobsmacked, they cannot even fathom what is happening, and we see a figure emerging from the central sunspot here. I'm imagining that this is Acmea himself. Acmea and his disciple of doom. Are we going to talk about the fucking... I've got a big leaf on my head. What is the big leaf about? I don't... It brings, like, shadow and shade and whatnot. And I know you're trying to look like... You're trying to look very scary, darling, but you're just not really doing it. You don't look very scary to me, Daya. I'm sorry. Again, Benito's giving, I don't want to be here. And Alex is just like, I don't care. Whatever, fine. They're all very shiny. Is that another thing? Like, this is the first, like, big shine we see here is the top of the leaf. Congo and Cinnabar look up, stunned, as Foss, I'm imagining, is maniacally laughing again. Hey, Sensei, I'd bring out that bit of the face that you had. I'd bring out that pretty quick smart. I think that one's pretty, like, important, you know? Okay, I mean, we're talking scale, right? That's a pretty good, you know, that's a pretty good way to represent scale. Look at all that bullshit, man. That's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't feel good about this. I don't think I'm supposed to either. So this is reminding me of a couple of things. Obviously, it's reminding me of most of the sunspot encounters in the entire, like, story thus far. And now we're on the other side, where the aggressors... It's very pointed. I've become the very thing that I hated. I want to grind my friends into dust. My motivations have been twisted to this point. What a grand tragedy that is. It's also reminding me of when Khan Gorm came down, 15 chapters ago, and kind of rescued Foss the first time. Like, it's giving me that as well with the whole procession and the flower petals and the whatnot. The character design change. The even darkened tone of skin, almost. The big stupid headdress. Yeah, it's giving me all of that stuff. Yeah, so, I mean, this is bad. Let's continue to move here. Okay, Yuke's the first one to say, get to the school. Everybody's running in. I'm first. I know you're tired of hearing it, but when you're satisfied, I want you to put everyone back. Okay. So once... You're like, okay, I'll help you. I'll help you accomplish this thing and go down and fight people. But, I want you to put everyone back in their place when you're done. Now listen, they're still blissfully unaware that if Sensei does pray, nobody's back. There isn't a back to have. Everybody's just dead forever. But I'm bearing the lead here once again. Alex is pulling off the visor for the first time in 30 chapters, something like that. Yeah, this will be interesting. I'm going to turn around and say, what the fuck? There's a trillion Lunarians? And yeah, we're playing it for a little bit of comedy here at this most darkest of times. Benito's like shaking, like, oh my god, I can't believe that you've done that. And then Lex immediately faints. Wrong Lex? What? I don't know what's happening here. Wrong Lex. So I think you're just overwhelmed at everything. I haven't seen what Foss looks like in all this time either. I haven't seen Lunarians in Yonks. And I think it just fucking hard fries your brain and then you just die. Where Foss is a little bit unimpressed at that whole thing. It's a little bit of the Foss we know and love coming through. A little bit of a fun, like, protagonist-y reaction, as opposed to this gremlin demon. Swords! Ack! I can't fight in these clothes. There are winter uniforms over here. What do we do? Foss wants to break all of us and force Congo into submission. Right now, all we can do is buy some time and wait for our chance. Jade, Cinnabar, take Congo further inside. Looks like I have no choice, says Bortz. Okay, so Bortz is about to lock in. Yuka's still pretty sympathetic at the whole thing. What does wait for our chance mean in this kind of thing, too? Maybe convince Foss? Is that still your plan, ultimately? And then Dia's like, there's a gem I don't know. Is it a newborn? Huh? They're there, coming out of the school, holding a whip. But, I mean, it's Bortz, so you don't recognize Bortz. Again, it's been hundreds of years, but also you've changed so much, they've changed so much. It's the haircut, it's the everything that is adding into this. I like Benito. That's obviously Bortz. And then it's like, oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Oh, hell no. Uniforms here are great. You've got the darkened uniform on again. You've got the lighter color set. It's this wonderful clash once again. Just so visually striking and brilliant. And the whip here is obviously kinky too. Bortz! What? Go back inside. But I'll be fine. This is a really... Oh, yo, you're kind of jealous or something? Yo, Cinnabar. So this is a great establishment of this Cinnabar Bortz thing that's been going on too. Two opposite ends of the hardness scale. Side by side, this kind of like loving look, this like friendly look between the two. I never got such a thing from Bortz either. Like, again, Bortz was always so hard on me. I felt like I never got this softer side. Me seeing that is like fucking making me go mental. And of course, yeah, again, it must be interesting for Foss too, maybe, seeing Cinnabar actively like participating in the group, talking with another as well. I don't know, it's like seeing my partner with somebody new. It's kind of fucked up. Go! Protect Congo. Okay, so we're going to get this Cinnabar Foss probably meeting a little bit later in this particular scene. But yeah, we're focusing on the Dia Bortz element here. Love this reaction. Again, I think that I'm so far above it. I think that I'm this, I'm that. I've grown past it. But upon seeing this person again, upon seeing this interaction again, I'm right back to square one. I remember all that hatred, all those complicated feelings that I had for this person. It's fantastic. Oh no, we play it a little bit here. There's a little bit of a look between Cinnabar and Foss. Foss still looking like a supervillain, and it seems that the main party here is going to descend down, and we may have a little bit of a conversation. Once again, visually striking and brilliant. Oh no, it's just... Okay, listen. So Foss is still up here with the whole procession. This is just Dia going down and asking to fight against Bortz. A true 1v1. This look here is great too. It's like I'm pissed off or something. I'm going to grind you into dust. Hey, yo. I want to beat you at the one thing you do best. Again, light and dark. Great parallels here for sure. The big stupid bow is sending me though. It's really taking me out of the scene, but in like a really funny way. I don't know. That's fun. Yeah. I mean, this is payoff for stuff that was like 60 chapters ago. More maybe. So... I mean, yeah, I guess this was still part of their story, for sure. It was part of the motivation behind Dia going to the moon in the first place, is I want to change, I want to be in a place away from Bortz to see if I can escape from his shadow. And despite doing that, despite having legions of fans, I still care about this person to the point where I'm willing and able to fight and beat you at the one thing you do best. And then, oh yeah, okay. I don't care about fighting anymore. It's more fun to raise jellyfish. So... on top of this being a great undercut of a really serious scene with a bit of comedy, which we seem to be doing a lot of, which I love, it's also like it shatters Dia's worldview, I think, a little bit. I needed to go to this external place to change and to become a different person, and all these things that make me feel superior over the other gems and whatnot. I needed to go up there to do that stuff, but Bortz changed down here just fine. I don't know, Bortz doesn't seem that devoted to fighting anymore. It's the haircut. I've kind of mellowed out. I like raising jellyfish now. I'm not the same person that I once was. I still fight when push comes to shove. And again, this is a reveal to the audience as well, because we haven't been with these characters the entire time. But that's not my passion anymore. Your entire motivation here and your entire one-upping of me isn't based on something that I even do anymore. Time has passed, things have changed. The Lunarians haven't been around for a while. There wasn't any need to fight anymore. And they've gotten rusty. And then whoosh! Whose fault is it that things turned out this way? I'm going to break you into teeny-weeny bits. Dia! Oh, this is just fantastic. Because we're bringing a little bit of idle flair to the whole encounter now. So now this turns from me wanting to one-up you in a true battle of wits into a I hate you for making me do this type thing. But again, it's also played for like comedy, the big love heart, the big like idle type beat, the teeny weeny bits of it all. Like, I can't take you ultimately that seriously about this whole thing. Also, yeah, that the haircut difference too. Like, you're very, I don't know, it's just like the short hair, the kind of lazy eyes versus all this extra everything. I feel like jellyfish is pointed too. We've seen a lot of jellyfish in this thing. I don't know. I've just become a farmer after a while. I don't know. Either way, that's the note we're ending this on. These two fighting. Dia with the procession. I'd imagine this is her fans all cheering as well, chanting Wa Dia in the background. I'd love to see, again, a soundtrack accompanying this. I think that'd be awesome. You're almost holding the sword like a microphone too, which is great. Yeah, look at the little adornments on the sword too. There's lots of really fun touches here for sure. Again, I really feel like I'm stopping right in the middle of something here again. I apologize. Stopping points. But again, people would have had to have waited a month here and now. So again, these two are about to clash. That's all we really know. Are we actually going to grind our friends into little tiny little bits, or I don't know. Again, is Sensei going to come through with this face fragment, which seems to be very important in stopping this from occurring? And yeah, we'll leave it there. It was a cool session, for sure. I lament that I'm kind of in the middle of things and stopping, but I don't know. I need to stop it at a certain point. This is going to be it here today. But I mean, that was great. I liked that a lot. I loved every moment. I thought it was awesome. Less contemplative, I would say, than the other sessions. We kind of got through one chapter more relative to other sessions. Less little tangents I could have went on, less speculating about where the manga's going, and more outright hatred from Foss and driving that into a full-blown invasion. And again, I'm really interested to see how this is going next week. Please let me know, again, so I don't stop in like really shitty spots. If people want to actually tell me stopping points, I would be pretty open here at this time as well. I know somebody said some before. Maybe I'll go look that up as well. But again, I'll catch you guys next week. Thank you for watching Patreon if you want to be that 1 week ahead. And yeah, I'll see you next week. Goodbye. Ciao.